Everyone says the same thing. Revenge isn't worth it. Be the bigger person. Let it go. But those words usually come after the damage is done. Because when betrayal hits, when humiliation lingers, when injustice sits unanswered, revenge doesn't feel evil. It feels fair. It feels like balance, like restoring order, like reclaiming dignity. Revenge begins as a whisper. They shouldn't get away with this. And once that thought lands, it doesn't leave easily. Why revenge feels so good. Revenge promises relief. It tells you that pain can be transferred, that suffering can be shared, that the scale can be evened. When you're hurt, your body wants justice, not philosophy. Revenge feels empowering because pain makes us feel powerless. It offers control in a moment where control is stolen. That's why the idea is intoxicating. Not because we're cruel, but because we're human. The psychology of getting even. Revenge isn't about the other person. It's about regaining identity. After betrayal, humiliation, or disrespect, your sense of self fractures. You ask yourself, how could they do this to me? Revenge says, I'm not weak. I'm not invisible. I still matter. It's not hatred driving the urge. It's wounded pride. Imagining revenge versus living it. In your mind, revenge is cinematic. Perfect timing, perfect words, perfect regret on their face. But reality is messier. Revenge rarely lands clean. It spills into guilt, into emptiness, into consequences you didn't calculate. The fantasy ends quickly. What remains is you, still carrying the wound. When revenge consumes you. Some people don't just want revenge. They live in it. Every decision becomes reactive. Every move is about them. Every thought loops back to their injustice. At that point, revenge stops being an action and becomes an identity. And that's the danger. When the healing depends on someone else's pain, you've given them permanent power over you. The difference between justice and revenge. Justice seeks balance. Revenge seeks satisfaction. Justice ends the cycle. Revenge extends it. Justice looks forward. Revenge stays stuck. Revenge feels personal. Justice feels necessary. Knowing the difference is the moment maturity begins. The revenge we take on ourselves. Here's the part no one talks about. Sometimes revenge turns inward. You self-sabotage. You harden. You shut down emotionally. You punish yourself for trusting for loving, for being open. That kind of revenge is silent and far more destructive. Power is not proving, it's detaching. The strongest move is rarely retaliation. It's indifference. It's healing so through you that their name no longer triggers emotion. Revenge wants a reaction. Healing wants peace. One keeps you tied to the past. The other sets you free. What actually hurts the most? What hurts people the most is not being punished. It's being irrelevant. Living well, growing quietly, moving on completely. That's not moral superiority. That's emotional independence. And it's devastating to someone who expected control over your pain. The finer truth about revenge. Revenge promises closure, but rarely delivers it. Healing doesn't come from payback. It comes from reclaiming yourself. You don't win by hurting back. You win by becoming untouchable. Not cold, not cruel, just free. And freedom is the only ending where you don't lose yourself.